colors because to our brains, we're like, hey, that looks really good together.
Okay. I see.
Like Mardi Gras, Christmas, the Miami Gators.
Them damn gators.
Listen, for Egg being colorblind, they still did a good job with the red and green stuff.
It helps because the tubes tell me what color they are.
Yeah.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah, isn't red and blue complementary too or something like that? I don't know. That's another set of colors that get paired a lot too. Like Spider-Man.
The tubes are talking to me. The tubes tell me to commit a little arson.
What is it? Like red, green, yellow, purple.
Would practicing in black and white help with the shadows? I don't know.
It could. I started painting in black and white. That's how I started when I was learning values. But you also wanted color theory, so we were trying to mix the two.
And we're fusing them.
This color theory will like help along with values too.
Where's my tiny brush? I want a tiny brush. Yeah, this freak.
Oh, purple and yellow, purple and green, blue and yellow, blue and orange, red and blue, green and red.
The tubes tell me to reach for the officer's weapon. Yeah. The tubes tell me to kill that guy.
Kill that guy. What's crazy is like, let me look at your digital art real quick, because Gwen makes a point.
A lot of people only use midtones.
You use midtones in your work too, like a lot. So that's why I was like, what the fuck do you mean? You don't know what
What the fuck? Like they come free with everything you've ever done.
you
use them.
You use them.
I don't know. I guess I didn't know what I was doing though, right? I was just kind of putting the color down that looked cool.
Yeah, I think it's just easy to do that with digital art.
Yeah. Traditional art's like a different monster.
Yeah.
I like this more now.
Hell yeah.
Okay, that's a cool apple.
Yeah. You could hang that up in the kitchen.
Apple.
Clappy, clappy, clappy.
There we go. That's, well, it's kind of like oversaturated a fucking Helen bag. Anyway, I like an apple. Sick. Clean apple. Yeah, we got we got our first apple and our second apple. All right, I see now all of my flaws.
That's good.
I see. Now draw the apple in a forest. All right. Okay. I took my meds. Piss break? I don't know if I have to piss. Did you just text me? Why do I have to pee? Alright, Fleshy, it's your stream for a sec. I have to go piss.
They're gonna eat me alive.
Yep. Kill her.
No, they hate me. No, she left. I'm sorry if I'm making the vibes rancid. Hi, Shark. Hi, friends. Hello. I just like seeing eggs succeed in things that they are nervous about. Don't tell them I said that. I think they've been doing a very good job. Ugh. Don't snitch. No, she does not have headphones on. You can't make me believe that she does. Shit yourself now!
Calm down. I already pissed. Chill. Thanks for telling me I'm doing a good job while I'm midstream, by the way.
You are actually, though. You are.
Thanks.
Like, it's kind of how I learned, right? Like, it's shitty when there's somebody sitting by your ear telling you, like, no, you're doing it wrong. No,
I don't think it's
you're
shitty.
fucking up.
No, okay. You said you apologize if you're making the vibes rancid. First off, this is a learning stream. Chad is used to me going completely nonverbal and just trying to learn something when it comes to art. Right, Chad? Right? Fucking right!
They're on a delay. Hold on, give them a second.
Yeah. Alright. So, you... Oh, Brains wants to get in my lap. So, you helping me and teaching me is not... Come on. So you helping me and teaching me is not a bad thing. And it is not making the vibes rancid, quote unquote.
Okay.
Alright. Oh my god, Brains.
I
He says, I want the apple.
Like, I'm coming off as, like, a know-it-all. Because it's not even that.
You're not, though.
Okay.
You're not even, like, even remotely.
Okay.
Yeah, here, look. You want to see the cat? You want to see the freak?
Oh, he's so fluffy.
The freak.
Dude, he's so big. What the
He's
fuck?
fucking huge. They're both fucking huge.
Oh, his paw got in the paint. Careful.
Did it?
Yeah, it did. He touched the palette.
Come back here, you freak. Let me see your foot.
But I get it. Like, learning how to, like, paint is... Okay. So, let me give you a little lore for my portfolio interview. I went in with traditional art, photography, and graphic design. I had no true experience in oil painting or really drawing like that, right?
He didn't get any paint on his paw, thankfully. I think it was dry.
Okay.
Okay.
I was just scared.
Yeah, no.
So,
good catch.
Yeah. So when I finished my interview, they asked me what I wanted to learn, like what I wanted to go in for a major.
Uh-huh.
And they suggested I go in for photography, and I said, no, I want to go into fine art. And they were very confused about it.
Mm-hmm.
I went into fine art because I had no idea what the fuck I was doing. And I wanted to learn more.
Okay.
So
And that's
I
fair.
went in with no experience, right? I could barely, like, I could draw, right? Like, I knew how to draw, but I didn't know how to draw very well. And so I was still, like, I didn't really, like, fully, evolve as an artist until, like, my junior year of college.
Okay.
And I spent, like, the first 2 years, like, actually, like, learning and applying what I learned to what I do. So painting is hard.
It is. It is the definition of trust the process.
It is.
Because I feel like paintings look like shit until they're finished as well, right? Which really is a huge deterrent, and it's something that I have an incredibly hard time with, especially with watercolors. Because shit looks awful until it's finished. It just looks like an amalgamation of garbage. And then you start adding the final touches on, and you're like, oh, damn, I do know how to paint. Acrylics are, well, I mean, this is the first time I fucked with them. Them drying so fast, them not being as blendable.
That's like the major learning curve to them.
Yeah, it's...
what I find.
It's really, really different. It's so different. And it's definitely going to take a long time for me to get, like, a full hang of this even remotely.
Yeah.
So everything that you're offering advice here wise, I think is so beneficial, because my dumbass would not... I'm not like a YouTube it and figure it out kind of person, right?
Me either.
So I would have just bashed my head into a wall and eventually probably gave up, instead of, like, yeah, you can layer faster. See, I don't even understand. I mean, yeah, no, I compared to watercolors, yeah, for sure. But also, when I did watercolors, I would have a hair dryer at my desk with me, so I would just hot hair dry the watercolor, and I would be able to layer it pretty quickly with that too. I totally understand, right? Yeah, light as easily as she breathed. It's I'm not good at absorbing information when I don't have, like, a way to bounce back and forth between it, or somebody to bounce back and forth with on it. Lux, thanks so much for the 25 fucking months, dude. Thank you.
I'm gonna show you. I have some very rare in progress pictures of some paintings that I've done, so you can see where they start from and where they end up as.
I would love to see.
I want to add these.
Thank you, Screeching. Thank you. The problem with YouTube videos, sometimes the people don't explain shit very well. Yeah, and because you can't even, like, ask for clarification, it's fucking awful. Where, like, Fleshy, you think you don't explain shit well, but I can ask you what the fuck you mean over and over again, right?
I just lose the word so fast.
And that's completely fair. It happens. It's really easy to, like, not be able to figure out exactly how to express what you're trying to say, right? Despite knowing what you're trying to convey, it's a different thing. I don't know. How are you guys holding up, Chen? Y'all doing okay?
I just sent you a shit ton of pictures. That last one is a comparison of the first self-portrait. Not the first self-portrait I've ever done, but, like, my first self-portrait that was in oil paint versus the other division. My pieces. It's all pieces from That's when I was taking more pictures of my art. Because I actually liked it at that point.
Yeah, it's building. Yeah, these are actually really helpful. It's building, right? And trusting that with enough layers, you'll get to the point that you want to get to, right?
Yeah.
I really love these paintings so much. I know I've said that so many times, but I really love these paintings so fucking much.
I'm glad. No one gets to see them very often, but they're like my prized possessions, to be honest.
I cannot blame you. They are gorgeous, and Chad, while you might not get to see, I hope you could trust me on this. They are beautiful.
You can show them, like this one. Hold on.
Fleshy's paintings are beautiful. I could show that one. Okay.
They've seen it. They know what they look like. But
Okay.
Just to show them what you're looking at now.
Where is it? Desk.
That's just a close-up of that portrait. And you can see, like, you can see how loose, right? Like, everything is. You don't really see many brushstrokes. Or I guess you do, I don't know.
I feel like I could see the brushstrokes, but I see where everything is like blended together, right? It's very good. Yeah, I love the pussy fruit too. It's very nice.
Yeah, pussy fruit!
Yeah!
But yeah.
They're beautiful.
I did these all in, like, 2 months.
Godspeed.
Yeah.
God damn.
So talk to me, actually. I have stuff that you can't look at.
I loved him so much. How should do that? Magic, crack cocaine, college stress.
A lot of emotional distress.
Time to draw pussy fruit. Alright.
By the way, the thesis I was working on, like those portraits, we started working on them during the fall semester.
Mm-hmm.
But I changed my idea. Spoiler alert, I changed my idea so many times between the fall semester and to winter break. And I didn't have a set idea until like almost springtime. And we were graduating in May. So I only had a couple of months on top of having to write my capstone. Which was like...
What is a capstone?
It had to be like, yeah, it was like our thesis paper on what we were drawing.
Oh, okay. Interesting. I didn't know you had to do that.
Yeah, so it had to be like 10 pages or more of just like talking about our work and talking about our inspirations and the thematics of our piece, our pieces, our show. And I changed my idea because one part of it wasn't even like because of me. It was because my directors were telling me, you're being too illustrative.
What is illustrative?
With your work.
Illustrative or like?
Yeah, so like there's this weird stigma in the art world where like illustrators and fine artists so desperately try to make themselves seem separate from each other. But nowadays they are so intertwined and they blend together so much that there are definitely like elitists out there that are like, that's not, no, like fine artists are totally different from illustrators and they do things differently, and illustrators are like, don't ever call me a fine artist, you know.
Right.
So me being a fine artist and being too, I guess, illustrator pilled, for lack of a better word, was kind of an issue, right? They always told me, like, why are you in fine art? Why didn't you go to illustration? This and that. And my whole thing was that illustration was too focused on the commercial side, and I didn't like that. And with fine art, we were more gallery like focused rather than commercial focused. But my ideas were too illustrative, and the way I drew and painted was too illustrative. So I was always fighting back and forth. I had to. My idea was for my original thesis. Sorry to yap about this.
No, please do. I'm smearing paint around like a fucking caveman, so have fun.
My idea was, so I grew up Catholic. Right? I don't practice that anymore, but when I was a kid, I used to go to church all the time.
Yeah.
And the saints were like a big thing in my family, right? What we like focused around. And I was going to make these big paintings. I mean, they were gonna be like 6 feet tall or some shit, right?
Like huge.
6 feet tall paintings,
okay.
Yeah. And they were going to be my mother and my sister and like my aunt or whatever. I was going to paint them as saints, but it was going to be like a storybook style, like storytelling, right? Where like I was gonna personify myself as like a little creature type thing, and they were gonna be like kind of like holy idols almost.
Okay.
In my paintings, but they didn't like it. They didn't like the idea. They're like, this is too illustrative.
You should do that still. Like, now that you're free, you know, that'd be a sick ass painting.
They were just like, that's not really, I don't know, maybe you should rethink it. And so I pretty much had to tone down my idea, make it less grandiose, whatever you want to call it, and make it more like basic, you know, for people to like understand, I guess. I don't know.
Yeah. I don't like that. I don't like forced art direction, right? I mean, that is just what college is to an extent, but you know, I don't know, that idea sounds sick as fuck.
But it's just like, I don't know, I showed them my inspirations, right? I had like Da Vinci, because one of my favorite Da Vinci paintings is Virgin of the Rocks, and it's
a good ass painting.
It is, it's so beautiful, and that was like what I wanted to do. I wanted to do things like that, in that realm. And they were just like, yeah, I mean, I don't know, we're not convinced on the idea. And maybe I just didn't do a good job at like explaining my vision on everything, but so I just focused on the figure and kind of toned down my idea of like, oh, it's about body image and how important, or what is it, like how especially in the growing up as Hispanic, like body image issues are such like a huge thing, and it's like a huge thing for everyone, but like when you look at like music videos for like Spanish songs, or even like your own family members, there's such an ideal perspective on what some attractiveness is, right? And all of the women in my family have suffered from like body image issues, including myself. So that's kind of like what I kind of like focused on instead.
Okay. I like that. I think
Along
they're
with,
beautiful.
Like, thank you. Also, like, I was also learning to be more, just more, not accepting, but I guess accepting of my identity as a Hispanic, because I used to grow up. I mean, I used to grow up. I grew up being called too white.
I used to grow up.
I used to grow up But I used to deal with people saying I was too white to be Hispanic. Not like physically, but the way I talked or the way like I didn't speak Spanish and stuff like that. So the
Mm-hmm.
thesis was kind of like me, I guess, learning to accept who I am and that I am Hispanic even though people call me white.
Yeah.
Even if I don't know Spanish, right? But I
Mm-hmm.
still am.
The language does not define you. The
Right,
prerequisites
exactly.
to being Hispanic, quote unquote, are not
Yeah,
real.
they're not real. Anyway, sorry for yapping about all that.
No, it's fine. Look, I made my apple more impressionist.
I see that.
I like it. Beautiful. My mom is Polish. Yeah, I don't know Polish because I never grew up there. Yeah, I mean, I feel like God, that's the big thing, man. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just go learn? I don't know. It needs teaching. I don't know why I put the blue in there so hard. God, I wish my camera didn't oversaturate everything. It looks way better in person. The apple is in hell. Yeah.
It's in hell. This is the perfect representation of someone forced you to imagine an apple in your mind.
I'm rotating the apple.
Can you see the apple? Can you imagine an apple? Can you see it clearly?
Such a thing that Hispanics, I don't even call you Hispanic. No, I mean, I had a lot of friends, because I grew up in Houston, right? And, like, the majority, I had 2 white friends. And everybody else was, you know, either Hispanic or Chinese or Vietnamese. Was the majority of my friend group, right? Just because that was what my, like, high school and middle school demographic was, for the most part. And a lot of the Asian kids would get that shit too, where it's like, well, you don't speak Chinese, you don't speak Vietnamese,
You're fake.
you're not hitting the checkbox that we need you
Yeah.
to hit in order to do us
Yeah.
proud, quote unquote.
It sucks so much because it's like being told that like, oh, you're not a real
Thank you,
Hispanic,
Dio.
or you're not a real, like, you're not a real Vietnamese person, or you're not a real Filipino, like stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, you sit back and you're like, well, I enjoy everything else about the culture that is mine, that is my
Yeah.
heritage. Just because I don't speak the language or I don't talk like it, right? Like,
Yeah.
I don't think I sound Hispanic, but
Ask for a refill.
but I'm just here, right?
But you
And I
weren't supposed
enjoy
to be
everything
using
about it.
I need to
Why
clean my
does it make
brushes
me any
off.
less?
Yeah. No, 100 fucking %. You are no less Hispanic just because you don't fucking speak Spanish. That being said, you want to learn Babo together? I bought the $200 lifetime thing.
The sucky thing about like growing up like that is that you grow up learning to resent where you come from.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, oh, well, if it's not as accepting, then what the fuck?
If they don't take me, a Hispanic person, what the fuck am I supposed to do?
Yeah. So it took me
Yeah.
a while to really like sit and understand that it's okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not a fluent Spanish speaker, or I sound too white, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So that's what, like, that was like the thesis that helped me. Like, the thesis helped me learn to like it more, or not like it, but like be more in tune with myself in terms of like not only body image but like my heritage and stuff.
Mm-hmm.